important thing is that
Okay, I started it.
the demo is really
Yeah. So, I mean,
I started it already.
great.
So here we are. My name is Peter, and from Boxteak, and here we are with Kaitlynd from ASETdesign. She's a jewelry designer making handcrafted jewelry, and we're here in her studio in San Francisco.
Yeah, my bedroom and work studio.
Yeah, so
She's
True
got
San Francisco style here.
yeah, she's got some beautiful jewelry, which we would be talking about, some Bohemian style jewelry.
so when did you get started making jewelry?
So I would say I've always been interested in making jewelry since as a child. I was beading at 8 years old and making crafts for craft shows at my local hometown in Pennsylvania. And always been interested in arts and painting and design. So I went to school ended up going to school for fine art. Didn't do jewelry for it, but focused on painting. Ended up moving to the Bahamas and started collecting beads and shells there and creating pieces for myself to wear. And then my friends ended up like really enjoying wearing them as well. So I decided that I just continue with that piece by piece and see where it ended up. And I ended up just really loving what I was doing and said, I'm just going to go for it.
So it was all inspired from your trip to the Bahamas, basically?
Yeah, well, I lived there for 4 years. My mom is from the Bahamas, so I have friends and family down there. I was actually there as a private chef.
Oh, nice.
So my background's in the arts and culinary world, and but my love of jewelry has always been like the underlying current for me. And since I've been making it for myself anyway, figured, let's see how this goes as far as the business goes. So
what were you cooking?
oh my goodness. Well, mostly healthy fish, vegetable cuisine, light on starches, but every now and then I get a little crazy with the true Bohemian style food. There's this dish called peas and rice, which is amazing. It's pigeon peas with rice and tomato paste and thyme. It's a little spicy. But my clients that would come to the rental home would sometimes go fishing for the day, so they bring back their catch and I cook that fresh for them. And just working on an island was such an amazing experience, but at the same time it had its challenges. You know, living and working in paradise is definitely you're trying to balance the scales for that one. And
I think I would be drunk the whole time there. Bumming in the beach, right?
It wasn't too bad. I lived at the house that I worked at, so it was definitely you work your butt off. You don't get a break. And you know, the guests that would come stay at the house, like they're on vacation, they want to be around locals, so they would just hang out with me when it was when I was like off duty. And I'm still friends with like a lot of the people that stayed there. It's just such an amazing opportunity. And actually I sold some of my jewelry to them through that, and they it was like spurred.
So where do you actually sell your jewelry?
Mostly on my my Etsy shop. So my Etsy shop is ASETdesign. And if you go like www.asetdesign.etsy.com, that's my full
ASET.
Yes.
Yeah, not double S. ASET.
ASET. Yeah.
Okay. ASETdesign.com. ASETdesign.etsy.com.
.etsy.
And do you have a website also?
I do have a website, and that's just ASETdesign.com.
Okay, that's simple.
Keep it simple,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
So, and I'm like learning piece by piece the business aspects of this, because the creativity for me has always been there, but the business side is definitely something I've been learning. So I've been one of my greatest learning tools has been Creative Live and joining the SF Etsy group.
Yeah.
So our team captain, Rebecca, she's like amazing. She organizes so many events and meetups and like Twitter chats, and it's just like a huge wealth of information in San Francisco.
So essentially for a designer to be in San Francisco is a good thing if you want to devote your
Yes.
time to it is what
Absolutely,
I guess.
yes. And immerse yourself in the creative world because there are so many makers here that the community is, it's really all about like backing everyone up and making sure everyone is succeeding and learning from each other. And, you know, you would think that it would be competitive, and there is definitely a huge competitive edge to being in San Francisco, but it just pushes us and just kind of builds our repertoire.
What do we have there?
So this is a collection of some of the stones and beads that I use for my designs, and I just classic IKEA magnetic things. So these are all just magnetized containers.
Okay.
Where did you collect the stones?
The stones I go to bead expos for.
Oh wow.
So there's actually one. There's the, I believe, West Coast Craft Show this weekend at Fort Mason Center, and I'm hoping to go there tomorrow to see if there's anybody that's selling
we'll probably go there tomorrow.
beads, because that's the best way I find for sourcing is building up a reputation with the sellers, with the people that are actually shaping the stones.
These are very pretty.
Thank you. I have a love for natural materials.
Did you design the room similar to like you're at the Bahamas, or is this like?
Yeah, I'm a beach girl through and through. So beach girl and love music. I'm not a very good musician at all, but you know I do love music.
So you sell these beads also?
I don't sell them. No,
Okay.
I just purely collect them, and I would
Used in the jewelry?
Yeah,
These
absolutely.
are
So these are really fun. I've got little Buddha heads, some jasper. My favorites are these. These are ammonites. They are genuine fossils. They're over 50 million years old, and that's actually one of my signature designs. I have had that on my business card, and the fractals and the beauty of nature.
Wow, these are.
So
that leads to this.
yes,
we should take a look
exactly.
at some
That leads to the beauty over here.
It does, and another interesting thing is I've always been interested in mythology and anthropology.
Okay.
So there are definitely underlying currents with those two things in my designs.
Okay.
So I like to take bits and pieces from different cultures, from different materials from all over the world, such as for this bracelet, it's a leather, buckskin leather wrap bracelet, but it's got ostrich eggshell on it, which is pretty darn cool.
Wow. That is cool.
Oh, those are real.
These are actual ostrich eggshells.
Oh wow.
How did you get?
And they come from. I source them from a seller that brings them in from Africa.
Wow.
Where I also get my recycled glass powder beads from Ghana from the same seller. And I just build up a reputation at expos.
You have a pretty cool room. Like,
Thank you.
Did you build that? Did you make that, or where did you get that from?
The painting is mine.
Oh wow.
It's a copy. I can't take full credit for it, but I've always been in love with the Impressionist
That's
artists.
a beautiful painting.
Thank you. I have to say it's not complete, but what painting really is.
Oh my God. That's why you don't have your sign there?
No, I don't sign it. It's not my design, so I have to definitely give the credit where the credit's due.
How long?
But I did make the shadow box up there, and those are my shells that I've collected through.
Wow.
I believe those are all from the Bahamas.
Oh wow.
The driftwood, the potsherd.
How long have you been working on this painting?
Oh my gosh, a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you still working on it right now?
I mean, I haven't touched it in over 6 months. But when I get in the mood, it's really great.
Speaking about that, like, how do you even get in mood? Like, how does creativity work?
Well, bit of us makers are kind of eccentric to a certain extent. So when I'm painting, I paint for like hours nonstop, and I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten anything. Oh, I haven't, like left my house in 2 days. What's going on? But it's just a passion.
You get consumed into the
exactly. Get totally immersed.
Really?
I will. I have my nice desk here to work from, but truth be told, I have been known to use my bed as my work space more often than not.
Like me.
I will sit right in the center, and I will lay all my beads out around me, and I'll just kind of feel around and just know, like, I just know like what's gonna work. So it's not. I'm not one of those people that have a notebook that pre-designs and does the sketches. It's like all the influx of
it just comes to you.
It just how it comes to me.
Oh my god!
Like if I read a book that had something in it that I'm like, oh, I love that concept, or a story that I wanted to play out through a piece. I like to. Some of my pieces that I have like little backgrounds, like the necklace that I'm wearing. I kind of feel like this is like a fishing lure. So yeah, it's got the little.
This thing is part of the. Is this like another animal part as well?
It is. This is carved bone.
Okay.
Wow.
And with a brass little fish, so it's kind of like a fishing lure.
Wow.
And for jewelry.
Yeah.
So
I see what you're saying. Exactly.
With the island style, little beach wear. You can wear this with your beach cover.
This is one of a kind, or are there?
This one is one of a kind.
Okay.
I have to admit, I am one of those jewelry makers that's more artist than a business person. So I tend to go overboard and do lots of one-ofs.
So do you do a lot of custom orders with people?
I do. I love doing that because I really feel like each piece should resonate with its owner. And I love people to touch them. I love for them to try them on because it really depends like what works with the individual. And some pieces, it's so funny, some pieces that I think that are not my personal favorites at the moment are somebody finds it and they're like, this is exactly what I've been looking for. And I'm like, no way. I actually didn't think that was one of my greatest pieces, but they seem to resonate with it. And
beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I
guess. So you never know.
Like your Instagram. So once you post on Instagram, like a lot of the people are saying, "Oh, I really like this."
So, if someone comes to you with the design, would you take up on like it's not your creation, but they say, "Hey, can you make something like this?"
I will.
Would you?
I will try to be as honest with them as possible. I don't copy anybody's work. I have really like a strict integrity with that. If my work isn't exactly what they're looking for, I will refer them to somebody else.
Okay.
So I have to be true to my design. I'm not just because I have the skills to make something doesn't mean it needs to bring me joy as well.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be just a machine that's going to mass produce something. And that's important to me because that's where my love and passion comes from.
Yes.
So if it ever turns out that I'm just cranking things away, then I'll probably end up changing my business model.
That's very commendable.
Right. And which is why I'm at a smaller boutique level. Right. I'm not doing wholesale too much. I'm not going to like buyers expos, selling my things to stores across the nation. It's very what is the word? Like niche.
Yes. Like, do you have some perspective on the Bohemian style jewelry or something like that? Like, how you were interested in it when you went to the Caribbean, right?
Exactly. Yes.
Did you see some other people doing something like that, or?
I did have when I was in high school. I had a jewelry mentor. She's one of my mom's greatest friends, and she made sea glass jewelry with wrapped silver around it, and she made necklaces and rings and bracelets. And she kind of took me under her wing and showed me how to use how to do her technique, and it was such a great learning experience. And I saw her passion and love from it, but that was her style. So I wanted to have something that was my style.
Yes, and you adapted that.
Exactly.
That's great.
Can you walk us through like what would compose of the Bohemian style jewelry? Like what are some of the main pieces?
So
What characterizes?
Well, for me, I consider the Bohemian style to be very natural, earth friendly, natural materials, nothing synthetic, or as few synthetic materials as possible to keep the structural integrity. So I think it has to bring some eclecticness into it as well, which helps with kind of the leather from that's I've collected from like scrap pieces. So that's all repurposed. The shells are my own personal island influence. I haven't collected all of them, but certain pieces that I have done that for, it's amazing. I definitely think that the Bohemian style has more of like a traveler's worldly look to it, and it can also be worn all the time.
Got it.
So it's not necessarily something you're going to put on for like a fancy occasion, but you totally can.
Yes.
I've worn my necklaces to weddings. I actually have had made necklaces for brides for all their bridesmaids.
Oh, wow.
And it's a certain look.
So you take bridal orders as well?
I would love to take bridal orders. It's like, that would be my dream to have more bridal orders, because I think that it's a really special gift that brides can give, and they're unique enough that you're not going to see, you're not going to see somebody else having the exact same piece.
Yeah.
So with that, it's just a matter of just finding that right balance of wearability. You can wear it every day, but also having it be special enough that it can stand out.
Is this your little toolbox?
Yes.
That is pretty cool.
So everything you need to make jewelry is inside here?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much. I mean, I struggle with, I think with a lot of makers, struggle with collecting a lot of little bits and pieces. And, I'll come across tools and like, oh, maybe you'll need this for this one project, and you use it one time, and then you just hold on to it. But
and you play music as well?
No.
But you have got a very that is really cool, man.
I've had that since high school.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that thing has traveled with me to the Bahamas. It's more for my friends to entertain me, I consider. So even though I've had it, I have attempted to learn instruments. That's not where my strength is. I will fully admit to that.
Are these part of what you made, or you collected them?
The necklace in the center is one of my designs.
Oh, this one?
Yes. That is a buckskin lace necklace with the powdered glass beads from Ghana. And then the two necklaces on the sides are actually how I buy those beads.
Oh, okay.
They come like that, so I actually deconstruct the necklace to make my own design.
Oh wow.
Those were sourced. The ones on the side are sourced.
Yes.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. And then so I guess we'll just reiterate where the store. How do we find?
Oh.
Yeah.
So
your website?
My website's ASETdesign.com, and it will have a link to my Etsy shop through there. You can also find me directly on my Etsy shop, which is ASETdesign.etsy.com.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaitlynd.
Thank you so much.